Okay, so we're going to get our testing underway with about a 150 amp load on the batteries. Right now what we see is that only the upper BMS is showing and then the totals, because the lower BMS is currently disabled or offline. In a minute we will go ahead and turn the lower BMS on. But what we'll see is that it will not immediately come into circuit because of the difference in voltage between the two. So we've just turned the lower BMS back on. You're going to see the pre-charge there, that negative 0.1 amps. Now that it's online, we see it is pending. That is because there's a relatively large difference between the voltage of the upper and lower batteries. So it was about 1.7 volts. Now we're going to turn the inverter back on so that it will start charging the batteries. And we see that for now, at least, that difference remains pretty large. 27.26 versus 25.61 volts. We will see first the load come off the battery, and then we see charging begin. So now what we see is that the delta is decreasing. It's down to about 1.2 volts and dropping pretty rapidly. So we're down to right around a 1 volt delta right now. Part of what will happen is as that drops much below a volt, the lower battery will be brought back in circuit. And there it is. It's in circuit. We see a peak of about 118 amps coming out of the lower battery into the upper. That's normal. That's because it's resting at a higher voltage and it's going to quickly transfer a little bit of its energy. Relatively speaking, that 100 amps is not problematic in any way. And we see that really pretty rapidly drops. It's already down to only about 35 amps and continuing to reduce as we go. So that's really it. The excitement of combining the two batteries is over, and they are now together. We will, if we continue to watch this indefinitely, we would just see that lower BMS current supply continue to reduce and reduce. It's going to drop under 20 amps here in a second, and then in a little bit it'll start. The lower BMS or lower battery really will also start to accept a little bit of charge, but sticking around to watch, that's a little like watching paint dry. So I think we'll hold it there and just know that it will continue to drop before it starts to accept some charge. And over the course of the charge cycle, the two batteries will get back in sync and both make it back to 100% SOC.